మార్వాడి యూనివర్సిటీ మంచి భవిష్యత్తు కోసం తెలుగు విద్యార్థులు ఇష్టపడే యూనివర్సిటీ. కాల్ 9059052378 9059052379.
మీరు ఈ జాబ్ ఎందుకు చూస్ చేసుకున్నారు?
మానవ సేవ.
మీరు?
Because I'm someone who enjoys life to the fullest.
Come into my cabin.
I think we'll flip our roles.
Very good, right? I'm Nagsal's PA.
Yeah. So
Then?
Okay.
Do you want the job or you don't want the job?
Make it a little more interesting. So I'll play your role and you can play my role.
So yeah, I'm very thankful to ఇది నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు. తెలుగు ఫిల్మ్లో నా వాయిసే వస్తుంది. సో అది చూడ్డానికి
Who is your Upiri in your life?
I mean, I can't imagine my life without them. So I guess.
And what would you do if you were stuck in an elevator with Leonardo?
I would really hug him tight. Two very big actors from two different industries coming together for a film, and then there being absolutely no qualms about who's doing what.
Has the process in which you approach your scripts changed over the years now that you're 10 years down and matured?
I know you keep repeating this, but 10 years is a very short period of time. I started very, very young.
What's your biggest nightmare?
My biggest nightmare is having the creative director of iDream sitting next to me and asking me strange questions for Papular.
You've clearly passed the test, so...
Really? I thought I'm supposed to be interviewing when you interviewed me. Oh, okay. Okay, we pass. You pass. So, I believe you're the new candidate. Is your name Brinda?
I am Brinda and...
Okay, I need to know your qualification.
I've done my bachelor's in journalism and mass communication. Yeah, before that, I think we'll flip our roles.
Very good. Why I have to interview you? I'm like, you know, right? I'm Nagsal's PA.
Yeah. So,
Then?
Okay.
Do you want the job or you don't want the job?
Yeah, I want the job. So I thought we'll make it a little more interesting. So I'll play your role and you can play my role.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can decide if you want to select me or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So Upiri is up for release, and what's going through your mind right now?
Promotions. You know, actually there are certain films you want to go all out and promote because you've enjoyed it so much. Ante cinema inta baga ochindi and there's every reason to go all out.
Right.
So I think this is one of those films. నేను చాలా excited గా ఉన్నాను and నిజంగా ఒక మంచి product ఉంది మా చేతిలో.
Right.
So with that we're going ahead.
So you're not nervous at all?
I know. I think there's so much going on that you don't even have the time to be nervous.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I'm quite. I think I'm more peaceful. I'm peaceful because I'm enjoying the way the film is shaped up, and I just finished dubbing. So adi naaku oka chaala kotta experience. Endukante first time oka తెలుగు ఫిల్మ్లో నా వాయిసే వస్తుంది. సో అది చూడ్డానికి నేను చాలా ఎక్సైటెడ్గా ఉన్నాను బికాజ్ ఇప్పుడు వరకు యాక్షన్ మాత్రమే తెలిసింది, బట్ ఒక కంప్లీట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ కోసం వాయిస్ లేకుండా అది కుదరదు. సో ఐఎమ్ వెయిటింగ్ టు సీ దట్.
But this is not the first time you've dubbed, right? Because you did it for 100% Love.
Well, 100% Love, I had almost dubbed 70%, and then there was an industry strike which happened. దాని తర్వాత మూవీ చాలా వాళ్ళకి త్వరలో రిలీజ్ చేయాల్సింది, సో దే జస్ట్ హరిడ్ అప్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అండ్ దే మేడ్ డబ్బింగ్ ఆర్టిస్ట్ డూ ఇట్. బట్ షీ డిడ్ అ వెరీ గుడ్ జాబ్, ఆఫ్ కోర్స్. But this is the first time I'm doing it for a Telugu film.
Right. So did you enjoy the whole process of dubbing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I took it up very. It means a lot to me because, of course, Hindi cinema lo chesanu, but for me, speaking Telugu for the first time on celluloid, means a lot to me because this industry has given me so much, and so I felt very strongly about it, and I did everything I could humanly possibly do. And it's a super film to give your voice for because konni cinema lo everything is so organic. The performances, the scenes, the characterizations. దాంట్లో వాయిస్ ఒకటి మాత్రం సెపరేట్గా ఉంటే అప్పుడప్పుడు అది it might not work for the film. సో దానికోసం నాకు అనిపించింది that I should do dubbing, and నేను వంశీ గారిని అప్రోచ్ అయ్యాను and I asked him, do you think we should do this? And Vamshi was very sweet and very supportive. Like చాలా మంది చేయరు, they either don't want to give the time or I don't know, there are lots of reasons why people don't encourage, but Vamshi was very sweet to encourage me. And ఆయన చాలా patient గా he's helped me go through this. So yeah, I'm very thankful to him to ఇది నాకు ఈ అవకాశం ఇచ్చినందుకు.
What did you learn from the whole process of actually giving your voice? What was the learning?
I realized the performance is never complete without the voice, because what you get is just, sometimes there are certain performances that are actually improved by dubbing artists.
Right.
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's actually completely destroyed. So the voice is pretty much the soul. You can't take that away.
Right. Tamannaah, in a recent interview, you said that you fell in love with the script because it was very honest. So what about it actually got your attention?
Well, I felt there's a lot of humor in the film, which is very organically there. It's not contrived. There are innumerable reactions of, especially Karti's character, because he enters into this. He's like a loafer guy who's from who has nothing in his life, and then he enters this house which is so palatial, and his every reaction to the house is so funny. Hence, you find a lot of humor in the film, which is very effortless. And చాలా మంది యాక్చువల్లీ ఫస్ట్ పోస్టర్ చూసి నాగ్ సార్ వీల్ చైర్లో ఉన్నారని వాళ్ళు ఏదో ఏం ఆలోచేస్తారో గాడ్ నోస్, బట్ దే ఆల్ థాట్ ద ఫిల్మ్ ఇస్ వెరీ సీరియస్, విచ్ ఇట్స్ నాట్. సో ఫర్ మీ వెన్ ఐ ఫస్ట్ హర్డ్ ద స్క్రిప్ట్, అది నాకు చాలా అట్రాక్ట్ అయింది, దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ హ్యూమర్ వేర్ దెర్ ఈస్ అన్ ఎమోషనల్ కనెక్ట్, బట్ ద హ్యూమర్ ఈస్ ఆల్వేస్ దేర్ while it's stirring those emotions in you.
Right.
So
okay, so the film actually deals with a lot of aspects like happiness and living life to the fullest. So does that resonate with your own personal life?
This film is applicable to every single person because there is nobody who has everything. My life lo prati okkarki edo life lo takkuva untadi. That's why we are human, right? So both these characters are incomplete, and they're kind of symbolic of two different kind of people from different stratas of society, but they're incomplete. And how their each other's presence actually fills up each other is what the story is about.
Right.
And that's why I feel everyone is going to relate to this film.
Right.
Because
Friendship
and the fact that we're all incomplete, and even after being incomplete, how do you live a happy life?
Right. So you've been so busy in the last 10 years, working so hard. Did you find that balance, in your personal life, friendship, being happy?
I think it's the past 3-4 years, I can say I've found that, maybe not completely, but to a great extent found that balance. Because before that I was too busy trying to make a career, so I honestly did not even realize that I need to have a life. So but past 4 years definitely I think I've gotten a little more grounded, and I think I feel a lot more centered as a person, and actually feel like I do stuff for friends are there. There's a lot more give and take socially,
right,
which is important because humans are social beings. So yeah, I think the past 4 years have grounded me.
Right. So you're also good friends with Kajal and Ilyana,
Yeah.
who are actually your competitors. They are in the same field. So how has the friendship been with them?
Well, I see, it's strange when you see other professions, you can find absolute competitors being friends. Like, you find a lot of directors being friends.
Right.
You find a lot of other technical, like, I've seen so many technicians who are friends with each other. They are definitely competitors to each other, but they're friends. And it never made sense to me why heroines, I think people just like to see us in this light key, we have to be bitchy, we have to be behind each other's back, and I believe everybody ఎవరికి వాళ్ళ వర్క్ ఉంటుంది, అది వచ్చేస్తుంది. మీరు ఏం చేసినా, మీరు ఎంత దానికి ప్రయత్నం చేసినా ఇలా ఉండకూడదు అలా ఉండకూడదని, ఇట్ విల్ ఆల్వేస్ బీ హూ హ్యాస్ టు గెట్ వాట్ వర్క్ విల్ గెట్. సో ఐ థింక్ ఐఎమ్ a little beyond that space where I have to hate my competitors. I don't have to.
Right. So there's rarely been an instance where you've actually been politically incorrect, in the last few years. Do you think you have grown up too fast?
I think it's a natural thing to actually grow up fast when you work with people who are much older than you. I started working when I was 15, slightly younger probably, but at the same time I always work with people 10 years older than me.
Right.
So I guess that little growing up faster happens naturally also. But no complaints, we all have to grow up. It's not like there's any short. It's not like we're not going to grow up. We have to grow up. So
Right.
I guess everybody's timing is different.
Right. So this is the first time you worked with Nagarjuna in this film, and you even said that every youngster has to learn from him. So what was your learning from Nagarjuna?
I just think he's very grounded. He's very, very clear. He lives a very balanced life. For somebody who spent so many years in the film industry, he is somebody who is very non-filmy, has a very disciplined life, and seems to only get younger by the day. And he's really simple and charming, and he's quite the perfect man that I can actually if I were to put it into words, he's quite perfect. And that's why I admire him. I think he's so chivalrous. Like, for a woman, I think it's so nice to see a man who goes all out of his way and is so chivalrous and so kind and so gentle.
Right. And a lot has been written about your on-screen chemistry with Karthi. You guys make a great couple. So what was the vibe like on the sets with Karthi and Nagarjuna around?
We were like, of course, I worked with Karthi in 2 films before. And I met him after some 4 years, and I think we took off on the exact same page that we left. I feel he's evolved a lot as an actor.
Right.
I feel he's changed a lot as
What has
even
changed?
a lot has changed. Yeah, which is a natural progression as you do a lot of movies. And of course, we almost started at a similar time. Like, me and Karthi started at a very similar time. So it's really nice to see your colleagues kind of evolve into becoming even better actors. He already was a good actor, but he's, I think, only evolved to become much better. He gives a lot more than what is on paper. So if Vamshi has something in a script, he as an actor will internalize and will prepare. And ఆయన ఎప్పుడు కూడా ఇన్పుట్స్ ఇస్తూనే ఉంటారు, విచ్ ఈస్ వెరీ హెల్దీ ఫర్ అ స్క్రిప్ట్ లైక్ దిస్, బికాస్ వీఆర్ ఆల్ ప్లేయింగ్ క్యారెక్టర్స్. ఇది హీరో హీరోయిన్ లాగా లేదు ఈ సినిమాలో అసలు. ఊపిరిలో వీఆర్ లైక్ ఆల్ క్యారెక్టర్స్. నాగ్ సర్ ఇస్ ప్లేయింగ్ అ క్యారెక్టర్, I'm playing a character, so is Karthi. So the way he absorbed and portrayed Sinu, which is his character, is impeccable. And right now I really cannot imagine who else could have done something like that. And yeah, I think Nag sir and they both are such simple people. I didn't see an iota of ego between the two while working. Two very big actors from 2 different industries coming together for a film, and then there being absolutely no qualms about who's doing what. I think that's an achievement, and they both are so flawless in their performance that it's been a treat to watch them actually.
Right. You just said that Karthi prepares for his role. Do you do something like that when is that also your approach when you are acting in a film? Do you prepare?
I prepare for certain kind of characters where I feel like if I think I need to internalize to definitely bring about a change. But when as Kirti, the character I'm playing in this film,
Right.
is something I totally don't, is not nothing close to me, is
Right.
nothing what I would be like.
Relate to, yeah.
And I knew Vamshi had a very clear image of what he wanted this character to be. So I just followed instructions because I thought that was the apt way to do it. Certain characters I have gone and I have like done my bit of homework, but I felt this was best left to Vamshi's imagination.
Okay. And has the process in which you approach your scripts changed over the years? Now that you're 10 years down in the industry, have you matured?
I know you keep repeating this, but 10 years is a very short period of time. I started very, very young, and it feels like it's passed off in a jiffy.
Right.
So it's nothing. It's nothing close to 10 years. It feels like nothing.
Right.
And yes, definitely there is a change in the way I view scripts and the way I view films and the way I choose characters.
Right.
I feel Bahubali was a big change for me in the sense that now people want to see me in characters which they might not even expect that I can do. Like Bahubali was not conventionally the role that you'd think I'd be doing because I have such a dainty image. Nobody could have imagined me with a sword and killing people but that also changed my mind a lot, and I realized that I need to venture out and do stuff that is unpredictable sometimes. Of course, in a commercial format where it's palatable to an audience.
Right.
I'm not somebody who goes out and does something very and sad films are something I cannot understand because I don't watch it and I don't want to do it also because I feel like that depresses me also. So I feel movies should be happy. It should be a reason. It should uplift you. A movie should uplift you, is what I feel. So, and Upari, I think, is going to do that.
Right. Tamannaah, when you said that you wanted to actually play more versatile roles, what were you hinting at?
I'm fortunately doing those films now. Like Dharmadurai is the next film that I'm doing after Upari, and that film is a completely it's set in a rural backdrop, and I'm not wearing much makeup. Actually, it's probably more like no makeup kind of thing. And after that, I'm doing a film with A.L. Vijay,
Right.
and Prabhu Deva is the hero of the film. It's an unconventional casting. It is a female-centric film, and it's something that I haven't done before. I haven't attempted before.
Right.
So
So where exactly does Upari fit in the larger context in your career?
I think it's a very fine film. It's a great project to be a part of because I think it's in every true sense a bilingual because you have Karthi and Nag sir being part of it. And more than that, it's a beautiful subject which is extremely universal and beyond language. This film, if I can very proudly show it to a Hindi going audience because it's shot with the state of the art technology, with the way P.S. Vinod sir has shot the film. It's glamorous to the core. I mean, it could match up to any very, very glamorous film in the Hindi films.
Right.
So I feel Vamshi has a very, very good and a good quality product on hand, and very, very proud of it.
Right. This is the first time you're working with P.S. Vinod and Vamshi Paidipalli.
Yeah.
So while working on the sets, was there something that actually caught your attention that they did something differently, or how was the working experience?
One thing which I really appreciate and నాకు చాలా నచ్చింది వాళ్ళు తీసిన సీన్స్లో ఎంత గ్లామరస్ ఉన్నా కానీ దాంట్లో ఒక రియలిజం అనేది పోగొట్టుకోలేదు వాళ్ళు.
Right.
అది చాలా చాలా పెద్ద విషయం బికాజ్ అప్పుడప్పుడు గ్లామర్ని తీసుకురావడానికి అది కొంచెం ప్లాస్టిక్ అయిపోతుంది. But they've maintained the realism because these are very emotional scenes being said in a very humorous way. So it has to feel real. It cannot be like synthetic.
Right.
So I think Vinod Garu has really managed to make everything look real and believable.
Yeah, so most of the film was shot in Europe, and you traveled a lot during the whole shooting process, and we loved the trailer. So, what was the shooting experience like? Were there any memorable incidents that happened while shooting? I even heard that you went on a road trip. So,
Yeah, I mean, we shot a lot in Paris,
right.
and Lyon and Belgrade, so most of France, and the entire outdoor schedule was a lot of fun. It was very funny to see Karti's reaction when he saw the Eiffel Tower.
What was it like?
He was slightly disappointed, and it was hilarious as to how I tried to convince him that he's every time watching it from the wrong angle. He needs to see it from the right angle. So, but I think at the end of it, he was convinced. I hope. But yeah, it was a lot of fun because we were in the car a lot, all of us, me, Karti, Nagsa, and we would drive. We drove in around Paris. Like, I think now we can be a tour guide conveniently because we've gone in every nook and corner of Paris. So the main city.
Right. So
I
you
think
were
we
off
have-
for 38 days.
About 30 days, yeah.
Okay, cool.
38 actually, you're right.
Right. So you didn't try paragliding.
I did not actually. The boys, of course, had that in the scene, so they didn't exactly have an option. But they told me, no, we'll put it for you in the scene and you'll have to paraglide. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it because I'm shit scared. And yeah, so I totally refuse to do paragliding
Right.
because I'm such a scared person.
Really? You don't come across like that.
I don't like heights, so for me, doing paragliding is like more like torture and less like entertainment.
Okay. So your biggest fear probably would be height,
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you can say that.
right? And don't you want to overcome it?
I wish I can without having to paraglide.
Right. Okay. And what? So you haven't tried anything
Well, I
that
did a
has-
film called Bahubali, of course, which has a
Right.
lot of stunts and
Yeah.
a lot of action.
Yeah.
I've done that. I have survived that, but I've yet not gotten to floating around in the air with paragliding.
I also heard that Vamshi loves feeding people, and
Yeah.
so,
Oh God.
so, did he fail like
tried.
that? He tried. Yeah.
He tried tempting me a lot with some really yummy food.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I gave in once or twice, but I think Karti was his real victim. Like the first schedule, he came in he weighed quite differently than when he left. So the credit goes to Vamshi.
Right. So the film is all about living life to the fullest. Who is your Upiri in your life?
For me, it's definitely my family. I mean, I can't imagine my life without them. So I guess for me, my Upiri is my parents and my brother.
Right. So in an ideal scenario, what is the kind of life that you want to live?
There is no perfect life. You know, it's very very easy to imagine and say, oh, you know, nakilanti life kawali. But what is that? You have to be happy every day. There's ups and there's downs, but somewhere you got to find your peace, somewhere in the middle. I'm going to Sadhu Baba mode, but yeah.
All right. So, what is the most memorable thing from, or what is the take back from the shoot of Upiri or being part of the whole team?
I think we all really like each other on the film, which is not, you know, it's very nice to go on a set where everybody's just so happy to see each other. Like, be it Vamshi or Karti or Nagsa, you know, we're all, when we would enter the set, there was a lot of excitement. Oh, we're going for Upuri. Then we would find, like, we would look forward to seeing all of us together. So I guess that is one thing that made this very special.
Right. And what are you going to miss the most?
What will I miss the most? You know, every time, like, Nagsa would always compliment me on coming into the sets. Whenever I walked into sets, I was always complimented by Nagsa. What I would miss is fighting with Karti on sets, because that's my equation with Karti. So that's what I'll miss with Karti. With Nagsa, I'll miss that being wished and being told I look very, very good.
Right.
And with Vamshi, of course, we'll miss the food because he would always find ways to feed us.
Right.
So yeah, I think.
So
I'll
no
miss
one else
these
on the
things.
sets would compliment you when you walk in?
It was, everybody would be like okay, but Nakso was like, he was sweet. Baki all were like, theek hai.
Right. So who styled you in the film?
Nishka Lola, she does most of my
She did the
films.
entire film.
Yes, she did
And
the
did you
entire
design the jewelry for yourself?
Well, in this film, I have not worn any. I barely worn any jewelry. There's one earring I've worn through the film.
Okay.
There's one lipstick I've worn through the film. Because she's a working woman and she is. But what I really like in the film is the huge change is basically my hair in the film, which is a huge transformation for me from what I used to do before.
Right. So
And,
was that decided consciously?
Yes, very consciously decided by Vamshi, and we actually sat down and had trials of how he wanted my hair to look and how he wanted my makeup to look. So we decided on fixing up one lipstick through the film, which is the first time I've experienced that with any director.
Right.
No director has ever told me what lipstick to wear, but Vamshi was like, no, this pink looks good. And a man having clarity on lipstick means I have some different respect for him.
Right. Okay, so how is your jewelry designing going? That's something that
It's
you
great. I
started
mean, for me, it's good to also kind of do something else apart from what I do for work.
Right.
It also deviates my mind and lets my creativity out in a more in a different way. And it's an ongoing process. Any kind of a business venture is an ongoing process, and I'm really growing with it and enjoying it as I kind of learn more about
Right.
it.
How did you get that interest?
Well, my father has been into the business for the past 10 years, and it was only natural for me to kind of imbibe some. And it is jewelry, which
Yeah.
woman doesn't like jewelry? So yeah, it was, I think, a most natural progression for me.
Right. Tamannaah, when you spoke about the look and when you said Vamsi was so clear about your look, you even said that you wore tighter and fitter clothes.
Very,
so,
very
so
fitted clothes,
that
yeah.
was also decided consciously through
Yeah.
to keep the look in the
She should always look like she's somebody always on duty, always like, you know,
very
on a job,
stubborn,
and very strong,
confident.
very confident, and a very corporate looking woman. So
Right.
so that's the reason why we kept the wardrobe like that.
Right. Tamannaah, I'll do a rapid fire with you. Let's start. One earliest memory in your life.
Earliest memory in my life. I got my head shaved. Like, you know how when your kids, they take off all your hair,
Right.
and I didn't like it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I wore a hat to school.
Okay. One moment which you'll always cherish.
One moment I'll always cherish. I can't remember a moment per se, but I did my first ad commercial ever.
Right.
And that was pretty much the reason I'm in the South. I work in Southern films as of now. So that was a very, very difficult period for me because I was giving my board exams that time. So I was giving my board exams and I was shooting the ad film.
Oh,
So that is a very memorable part of my life because I didn't actually feel that I was going through so much because I really liked what I do. That's when I discovered that I want to act. So.
Okay. So one word about your co-stars Nagarjuna and Karthi.
Nags, charming. Karthi, fun.
All right.
Yeah.
Celebrity crush.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
All right. And what would you do if you were stuck in an elevator with Leonardo?
I would really hug him tight.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. And if nobody's watching, I'd do more, but it's okay. I don't need to talk about it on national television.
Okay. One actor you are dying to, or a director you are dying to work with.
Oh, lots. There's an entire list of Telugu film directors, Hindi film directors, Hollywood film directors. So there's one long list, never ending.
And name
In Telugu, I think it would be Trivikram Garu. I really like his work. And who else I really want to work with?
actor.
Actor, Telugu, Nani. I haven't worked with Nani. I think he is very different and has a completely very not the regular, has a personality of his own. So
Right.
I would love to work with him.
Wow, I should tell Nani.
You
this.
should, yeah. I have his number, actually, can tell him.
Okay, one aspect that you hate about yourself.
Hate about myself. I can't say no.
Okay.
I have to learn how to say no.
Okay, turn on and turn off.
Turn on. Like good smell, like a good aroma.
Right.
Yeah, I love scented candles. So that's like, it always makes me happier. I'd love to be in that kind of an environment.
Right. And what would you expect from a guy if he had to impress you?
A brain.
Okay.
Yes, very important.
Happiest moment in your life in the recent past?
Bahubali, of course. I mean, you know, the Friday it came out, and I remember watching the show with like the biggest of the Hindi film directors, and they were all so. I mean, the way they thought of Bahubali and the entire reaction of theirs was just, I couldn't exactly even absorb it at that point of time. I was like, is this really happening? Is it for real? So I think that was, in the recent past, one of the most memorable moments.
Right. So that even won you the Saturn Awards nomination and you were really excited.
Yes.
So what did it mean to you?
Well, this film, Bahubali, has definitely gone beyond just being an Indian film. I think it's touched international waters now, and people are watching it like an international film. So, and getting this nomination means a lot, because there are such good films that have been nominated, and great actors who've been nominated. So it feels very good to be amongst them.
Right. Craziest thing that you've done in your life?
Craziest thing? Not that crazy in general. So, nothing actually. That's so sad.
All right. So since you're close to a lot of actresses, what would your idea of a girls' night out be?
Dinner, I guess. Dinner and then pajama party. Yeah.
Right.
See, now I'm talking. Pajama party.
Right. Top 3 things on your bucket list?
Top 3 things. I don't have a bucket list. Yeah, I don't know why. I have nothing particular like that. I'm not like my life is all sorted. ऐसा नहीं है. I'm as confused and as lost as everyone else is. So no bucket list really.
So what's your biggest nightmare in life?
You know, my biggest nightmare is having the creative director of iDream sitting next to me and asking me strange questions for rapid fire. That is my biggest nightmare, and it happens to have come true.
All right, cool. With that, I'm done with the rapid fire.
Super.
Was it too rapid? Was it?
I hope I was rapid enough to answer your questions.
No, you were pretty much. I think just on a parting note, why should any of your fans and why should the audience actually come and watch the film?
Yes. Well, 25th March, everybody please go and watch Upari in the theatres. You know, it's very cliche to say, oh, you know, we did it, we had worked so hard for the film and please watch the film. But I just like to say one thing, that it's been one of the most fun films, and I think I've enjoyed it as an audience while I have watched it, and I'm hoping and wishing that you guys will also like it.
So Tamannaah, you were brilliant to talk to, and you've clearly passed the test. So
Really? I thought I'm supposed to be interviewing and you interviewed me. Very nice. Okay, now tell me how you got into iDream. Considering she's taken an entire interview of mine, I have to get back into my Kirti mode. Okay. Yes.
My dream just happened, Tamannaah.
Go and watch Upari. Bye. Continue.
Oh, iDream. I think I got in because of my cameraman. He happened to suggest my name to the boss, and they just met me, and
That's it.
that's it. It was
Such a
pretty
cute
simple.
story. Oh, okay. Okay, we pass. You pass. I'm so touched. You have passed the test.
Thank you. Thank you for.
You can be
passing me.
Naksa's caretaker now. You can take Karti's part in the film.
Sure. I'm meeting Naksa soon, so I'll tell him I've passed the test.
Done.
Tamannaah is certified. Cool. It was
Awesome.
such a pleasure talking
Thank
to
you.
you, and
Thank you.
wishing you all the luck for Upiri and the future projects.
Thank you so much. Thank you.